I never expected to hear Andersen's name again. He vanished a month ago on Orsehland, one of the first soldiers to go missing, swallowed whole by that living forest. We'd written him off as dead, another body claimed by the Skogkonger. But now, back at home base in Tromsø, Andersen had returned. Not returned exactly, he'd been delivered. They found him at the gates one cold morning, barefoot, in torn uniform trousers, eyes glazed like frost. He hadn't eaten, hadn't spoken, just walked out of the fog and collapsed. That's when I, Allison Jones, reporter for the Norwegian Defense Review, was brought in. My editor insisted I handle it. Humanize it, he told me. The people want to know what's happening out there. Not rumors, facts. But Orsehland doesn't deal in facts, it deals in fear. 12th of March 2024, location Tromsø Military Medical Facility, room 14. The recorder clicks on. Private Andersen, this is Allison Jones. Can you tell me where you've been since your disappearance on Orsehland? Silence. He stares at the floor, his hands tremble. I hear the ticking of the wall clock and the low hum of fluorescent lights. Then, his voice cracks like an old log splitting. They let me go. Who? I press. His eyes flick to the window, then back to me. The Skogkonger, the Forest Kings, and others. At first, his words spill in broken fragments, like an injured man recalling a nightmare. But slowly, under questioning, the picture sharpens. Andersen claims that after leaving his post, he was surrounded by roots that rose from the earth like snakes. He doesn't remember walking. He remembers being pulled deep into Orsehland, beyond where maps end, to a valley where the sky itself bent like glass. There are 25 species, he whispers, leaning closer, as if afraid the walls themselves might be listening. 25 species of what? I ask. Skogkonger. Ents, the Watchers. They aren't all the same. Some are as tall as mountains, bark like iron. Others are thin, pale, weeping sap like blood. There are ones with crowns of bone, ones that carry nests of birds in their shoulders. I saw one open its chest, and inside... His voice trails off, eyes wide with dread. Inside what? Andersen? A city. A living city. Entire civilizations inside the hollows of their bodies. Tiny figures moving, chanting, worshipping them. I don't breathe. My pen stalls mid-scribble. He swallows hard. They weren't angry at me. Not exactly. Curious, like a man staring at an ant that's wandered into his home. Some wanted to crush me. Others argued. Argued? They spoke. Not with mouths, through the roots, the ground, the wind. I could feel the vibrations in my bones. One voice said I was a thief. Another said I was a messenger. Another said... He grips his head, groaning. Said I was food. I wait until he calms before continuing. And what happened? How did you survive? They tested me. The word hangs in the air, sharp as a blade. They brought me to a grove. Each Skogkonger stepped forward. 25 of them. I saw species the others at camp never even guessed. The frost bark that feeds on glaciers. The bonewood, their branches like skeletal arms. The root dwellers, who never rise above ground, but you feel them shifting beneath your feet. And the red sentries. He stops, trembling. They wear faces. Human faces. Carved into their bark. Hundreds of them. Screaming when the wind blows. I feel my throat dry. Faces of the missing? He doesn't answer, just stares at his hands. The doctors wanted to sedate him. I insisted we continue. Something in his gaze told me he hadn't finished. They chose me, he whispered finally. Not to kill. Not to worship. To carry their message. What message? Andersen leans so close I can smell the pine resin clinging to his hair, to his clothes, as if he still carries the forest in his pores. They are not alone. The room chills. What do you mean? Orsehland is not just a continent, it is the edge. Beyond the forests are plains where other things move. Beasts with lantern eyes, rivers that flow with memory instead of water. And above it all, the crown tree. I scribble frantically. Crown tree? The eldest, taller than mountains, roots spanning the whole continent. It sleeps. The others fear it. If it wakes... His face twists with terror. The world won't be the same. Orsehland won't stay hidden. It will spread. I ended the interview there. He collapsed back into his cot, muttering in languages I didn't recognize, words that made the lights flicker overhead. When I left, Commander Bjorstad stopped me in the hall. His eyes were cold, his uniform pristine. You will file your report, he said, but certain details will be omitted. Which details? I asked. The crown tree, the number of species, anything suggesting expansion. Why hide it? He leaned close, voice like gravel. Because if the public knew Orsehland is alive, panic would spread faster than any army. Do you understand? I did, but I didn't agree. Later that night, I played back the recording in my hotel room. Something I hadn't noticed before surfaced in the background, a low hum beneath Andersen's voice, like wind through branches. Only it grew louder as the tape ran. And in the final seconds, when Andersen said it will spread, the hum formed words. Not in Norwegian, not in English. But I understood them all the same. The roots are already here. I threw the recorder across the room. It cracked against the wall, but the sound kept playing. A groaning chorus, trees shifting, voices layered. I unplugged the lamp, ripped the batteries out, but still the sound lingered. In the walls, in the floorboards, in my chest. And now, even as I write this report, I hear them outside my window. The pines sway, though there is no wind. Andersen isn't the only one they've chosen.